Yeah, bring them out.
Call the meeting to order. Please rise and join me in the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you had.
Okay, we will start with a presentation by Taylor and Sherwin of multi-age classroom.
Sherwin couldn't be here. He is already headed back to the Philippines. He left the day after school, so it's just me. But everything that we worked on, he stood right next to me, and we worked on this together. And everything that I wrote down to tell you, he approved. So, if you don't know me, I'm Taylor Issy. I teach 3rd grade at the elementary school. This will be my 9th year in education. Ms. Halverson asked me to come speak to you about an exciting new practice that we want to start at the elementary school, and that is multi-age classrooms. If you're not familiar with multi-age classrooms, it's the practice of putting more than one grade level learning and growing together in one classroom with one teacher. There's obviously any flaws that come with starting something new in a district, but we think that there are way more benefits than there are going to be questions or doubts about it, so we're really excited about that. I want to highlight that this isn't a last-minute decision. I know that it's May and it's quite late, but we've been working on this since November. We've done professional development on multi-age. We went to observe our mentor teachers in Mitchell, and they've helped us get our curriculum and instruction rolling. And they've also volunteered their time over the summer to come to Martin to help us set up our multi-age classrooms and get us going. So that's really exciting that we have them to lean on. And they've, again, shared everything that they've been practicing for the last 30 years in Mitchell with multi-age. So with your approval, we will have a 2-3 combination classroom taught by myself and a 4-5 combination class taught by Sherwin. By moving teachers around and opening 2 multi-age classrooms, our teacher-to-student ratio will go from about 19 to 20 to 1 teacher to about 13 to 14 to 1 teacher. So we're really excited about smaller class sizes because that means more individualized instruction and scaffolding. And although content and academic progression is obviously at the forefront of any district, we also believe that social emotional learning should also be at the forefront, teaching things like empathy and kindness and how to be a good person. And we're really excited that with smaller class sizes, we feel like every teacher in our elementary school is going to benefit from those things. I'd like to also highlight that multi-age is not a better classroom and it's not a better idea than a general education classroom, but it is just an alternative learning style, and it's an alternative teaching style as well. So for example, if you walk into my 3rd grade general education classroom, you're going to see me standing at a smartboard teaching 1 standard and 1 content area. So let's say it's reading to a class of 20 children. But next year, when you walk into my 2-3 multi-age classroom, there will be no direct instruction. It'll all be small group instruction, and we could be covering 5 standards with science, reading, and math all going on at the same time. So that's really exciting. It's a new way of teaching for us, but it's also a new way of learning for our children. If you could tell by multi-age is kind of my passion, and the things that I'm most excited about are the empathy and leadership kind of experiences that our kids get. So it is different having olders and youngers in one classroom, but I think that's what makes multi-age so exciting, is that the olders learn empathy by looking at the youngers and helping them through not only content, but some of the life decisions that come in elementary school, how to be a good person, what to do in situations that they're unsure of. They can look to our olders and understand what to do. And then our youngers are so academically challenged because they are seeing and hearing the 3rd grade, standard Something else we're really excited about is that we get to stay with our children for 2 years. Last year, I taught second grade, and I got to move up to third grade with my children, and honestly, it's been the biggest blessing that I've had since being in Martin. We created a little classroom family, and that's kind of what Sherwin and I are both, that's our passion in education is the children. So we see so many benefits for the kids. In our school, so as a board, I know your brains go to numbers, we're not creating classroom positions. So we're not asking to budget for more classrooms. We're just simply moving our intervention teachers into general education classrooms. And that's perfect because with 13 children, we will be able to meet their needs better, and we won't have a need for intervention because our teachers will be able to intervene and scaffold all day long for our children. Moving forward, our hope is to inform our parents and community members. I know that it's late, but with your help of the board, our school principals, our teachers, we want to get the word out to our parents as quickly as possible. We would hope that if multi-age seems right for their child, they would call in and we would just kind of do first come, first serve. We want to make sure that everyone knows that multi-age isn't exclusive. You don't have to be a high learner. You don't have to meet a certain criteria. Multi-age is for everybody who is interested in it. And we are just really excited to start that. Mrs. Halverson has our written proposal, and we've also drafted another couple documents that explain where classrooms are going to be and kind of everything that I just talked about. Do you guys have any questions for me?
Well, thanks, Taylor. I think it's important. I don't know if it's necessarily a board decision. We're not changing the structure of the school or anything. And multi-age classrooms have been done before in Bennett County. Prior to my coming, I know there were some, and maybe at the end when there. So it's not a new concept, but it's something that when visiting with Taylor about, I think there's some real passion there. I think it's something that would be okay here. We're not adding any new staff whatsoever. It's a little change in structure in that we're not having intervention teachers per se. We're having smaller class sizes. So I think it's definitely a good idea. I think it's worth that opportunity to see how it goes here. I think they've got a good plan in place, and that's why I brought Taylor. I thought it'd be wise for you to hear what this program is before all of a sudden it's just put into the school setting. So you may have questions for Taylor after that, but that was kind of the reasoning behind that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, additions or changes to the agenda. I have a few here. Item number 165.4. We've got Anthony Mullenberg. Delete that. And change with Shante then instead, that would be 165.4. Item number 173. Motion to approve the volleyball uniform, delete that. 174 becomes, these are just renumbering here. 174 then becomes 173. 175 becomes 174. 176 becomes 175. An addition underneath that, it'll be 175.1, which would be motion to approve BCCEA negotiated agreement. 178 becomes 177. And 179 becomes 178.
And 177 became 176.
Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Yeah.
One correction all the way down.
Okay. Disclosure of actual or potential conflicts of interest.
I'm not aware of any.
Okay, communication from the public. I've got one here for Judd, but Judd, I'd like to know, in here, we're asking for a topic. Do you have a topic?
Yeah, I have questions for the board. I put that on there.
Yeah, but I'd like to know what your topic is gonna be.
I can bring that up during my discussion.
Okay, you have 5 minutes.
Okay. So I've recently been attending most of all of the Bennett County School Board meetings, and I've noticed there's rarely ever any discussion at the meetings. It's almost seems like the meetings are almost scripted. Like everybody votes exactly the same. There's never any discussion. You guys just kind of roll through things. I don't know, it's almost like it's a presentation or something for the public. My question is, how do you guys communicate with each other? Do you have an email system that goes through? Or do you have phone calls between board members? What's your main form of communication other than the meetings?
Where is it?
So you guys just, no discussion or anything when you make it, okay? That answers that question, I appreciate it. My other one is, I don't know if you guys are familiar with South Dakota Codified Law 13824 and 13825. I'd be more than happy to read them if you would like, but it basically states, I'll narrow it down here so I don't take too long. When a school board member resigns, another school board member is to be put in its place before that board member is allowed to resign. So we have Ryan Pettit that was elected over a month ago to be on the school board. He got the highest amount of votes. Why has he not been appointed to the board yet? Because as of right now, you guys are operating outside of compliance with South Dakota state law, only having 4 members on the board. So why has Ryan Pettit not been appointed to the school board yet? Would you like me to read the laws or explain them to you? Because before somebody is allowed to resign off of the board, another person is supposed to be appointed and take that place. There's supposed to be a 5-member board at all times, which Tyler informed you of the night that Josh resigned.
Josh still.
Yeah, Josh is still board.
Josh is still board member.
Even though he publicly resigned?
We haven't accepted anything.
So he is what you consider still a board member, even though he attended the last school board meeting, but didn't sit with you guys in the front, as he sat with some member of public.
Is there anything in the law that says where he has to sit?
No, there's not.
Okay, thank you.
So you do still consider him a member of the school board?
Yes.
Okay,
And if you look at our minutes, it's marked as absent.
okay, thank you. Appreciate your time.
Thank you. Item number 162, I need a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Motion by Scott. Second? Second. Second by Dallas. Board discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 163, motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Motion by Scott, do I have a second? Second by Katie. Board discussion. You had the bills?
Bills.
Anything? Nothing? Okay. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 164, administrative reports. I've got a few. First of all, board, you're going to be getting the preliminary budget here shortly, and I'd like to put a big thank you out to Joe for getting that budget to us on time. So she put a lot of hard work into getting that thing ready. And remember now, it's just preliminary. So this weekend we had that farewell reunion thing, and I would like to, there's some thank yous I would like to put out to one for Joyce Wilson for organizing this whole thing. I think it was a big success. The student council, they had 3 members there that helped with the tour through the buildings. Did an awesome job. And a big thank you to Michaela for doing all your hard work over there in the middle school for the thing. It was a big success. It really was. Lots of people. Just to put a rumor to rest, the pictures that are hanging on the wall of the class thing, people think that we're going to destroy them. And I'd like to note that it's not going to happen. We're going to get a couple board members together, put a couple board members together with some people in the community and figure out what we're going to do, how we're going to preserve what we have. And so if someone says that the pictures are gone when the building's gone, that ain't true. Although I think I probably could have sold a couple of them, a couple $1,000, I think, I don't know. Okay, I have a letter here from the Heritage Center. The Heritage Center thanks the board for donating the mini splits. However, after consulting with HVAC professionals, it appears it would be too costly to remove the units. Therefore, the Heritage Center will not be accepting the 2 units. Again, thank you. I've got another thank you here. And this is from the Bennett County Dance Club. The Bennett County Dance Club and Hand Game team would like to thank you for all your support in hosting our school powwow and hand game competition. And the thank you is signed by, looks like the members of them. And they sent along some pictures. I have a Three Rivers meeting Wednesday. And the final thing that I need to congratulate, we've got 2 golfers going to state. They have qualifications today. Sophia May and Dawson Standing Bear qualified for the state golf meet. And Kira Knoll, she needed a par the last hole to qualify, and she just missed it. So, I think she's in 8th grade. Yeah, she's an 8th grader, so there's some stuff there. Any questions?
Ms. Saxon sent me a text to Kiera and Hadley also qualified.
Who?
Kiera and Hadley also qualified. Sort of text.
Oh, Abby Saxton.
The golf coach.
Maybe they were top 8 qualified, and the next 7 would if they were in 150% of the medalists. So that wasn't very clear on the website when I looked either. Judd, do you know, did you qualify?
She did.
Okay, so they probably did made it in the 150th% of the medalists, which was so confusing. I couldn't figure out how they would have figured that out. So that's good. They were 4 then.
Okay. Any other questions? All right. Stacy.
All right, open positions. We've been hiring pretty well here. We have a high school English position yet with or without yearbook. The middle school is completely situated. MGS, we had a counselor position. We've offered that contract, but we haven't got it agreed upon yet. fourth grade. Co-curricular wants, you approve the contracts, and I'll update that on our website, and we'll have a number of those that need to be filled, and we're working on that, and the AD position. Summer cleaning started immediately this morning. They were in there and going like crazy, so that was great. I don't, were you gonna talk about the demo at the high school map too, Dallas, or was that part of your deal?
No.
Okay, I'll talk about that, and I
Yeah.
think you're gonna talk. The demo of the 2 science rooms is well underway, the fax room, the 3 classrooms are getting carpet, so they were in there bright and early. I'll just briefly talk about the middle school building there as well. We have Ken and Aaron and Rob Cotton that are helping us, and they are in there working diligently for the things that we want to save and keep, and so they were doing that. Moving days a bit unclear. I think Dallas will talk about that. I'll skip number 5. Mike already talked about the pictures of the middle school, and I do believe he's going to make a recommendation of a couple board members to get some ideas about that. I wrote Joni Rissy for me to remember, because she did say that she had platted all of those or framed them or whatever, and she would be willing to take them apart, take some nice pictures, or help in the process. So just sharing that. I have a question. Quite a few calls came in today, or people stopped by wondering about, once we were done getting all of the items out that we wanted, we moved, is there going to be a day or two of public access to the middle school? We've got requests for windows, bricks, a door. I don't know. So I don't know what your thoughts are. We just have a couple days where it's open, and we'll have people in there if people want to come, and
At their own risk.
yeah, their own risk, yeah.
And so you set a time frame of a day or two, and they can get their stuff out, what they want by then?
Okay, so we'll work on that once we actually know we're moving. You'd already approved this calendar. You approved it with adding one date. I wanted to make sure you knew the date that we agreed upon was April 25th. That makes that a 4-day week, which helps keep consistency. And down here at the bottom, I see I didn't update, but the open house will be August 13th. We'll get that updated, and Amy will assist me, and we'll get that on the website so that people are aware of what our student calendar is for next year. If you have any questions for me, otherwise Dallas was
That's
gonna.
because homecoming is gonna fall on Labor Day week.
Right, and we already have that day as a day, so yes, that is correct. So we had to add one more day to get 150. And Dallas was gonna do the update on the middle school.
Yep, no, down to the wire, but everyone still seems to be on the tight schedule that we have to meet the timeline, so that's going good. Near completion. They plan to turn over most of the classroom space to us this week on Wednesday. Like anything, there's always last minute additions and some unforeseen deal, which will take additional time, but mainly requiring the materials to complete the additional.
There's a couple things for our security.
Exactly, yep. As far as the done list, carpet, tile, drywall, tape, texture paint. The lockers are installed, marker boards are installed. Electrical, mechanical, 97, 98% complete. It's pretty much there. The removal of the remaining stonework, they're gonna try to get it out in one piece. We'll see. So I hope we do. But that's scheduled for this week as well. Besides that, you kind of covered the rest, so that's kind of, the demolition deal is.
It's coming along, it's down to the wire, there'll be some working around stuff, but we'll get it.
Yeah. But, that's all I have. Any questions?
I want to back up. I want to apologize to both Kira and Hadley. I was going with the top 8, but they also take 1.5 times the top score, and the top score was 85. And take 1.5 times the top score, you get 127. And if you score within that range, you also qualify. So both Kira and Hadley both qualified. So now, going to the state tournament,
the girls team qualifies as a team. So they will go, they can score they'll score the top 3 at the state tournament. Class B, instead of, we take 4, we score 3. So we go as a team, we represent a team. Where the boys, we're Dawson, we're only setting 1, so we can't be in a team score, but he can be an individual score. So I do apologize for that.
Glad you cleared that up, I couldn't quite figure the math out.
Okay, and, oh, by the way, the state golf meets in Brookings. I just walked into St. Paul or something. For us, anyway. Okay, Greg.
Thanks. Here's my report there. I just want to highlight some good things that have happened at high school this year. We just finished our Smarter Balance testing. 11th graders. Our English language arts passing rate went from 58 to 69% this year. 69% is above the state average. Science went from 27% passing last year to 38% passing this year. And math went from 1% passing last year to 22% passing this year. So progress is being made academically. I'm happy with that. Participation in extracurricular activities this year was up 34% school-wide. Attendance was up 6.6% for the year from last year. And tardies were down 71% for the year. So our teachers knocked it out of the park this year. They deserve all the accolades they can get. They've done a good job this year.
Questions? Thank you, Greg. Michaela?
I just did some preliminary number crunching as well from our testing. We don't have everybody's testing information in, but I expect that to be in like in the next couple days. Our testing information will go home in report cards of what we have. But when they look at the scores, I contacted the state last year to actually ask how we actually get scored. They couldn't tell me clearly as well. They just have some formula that somebody comes up with and they do that. But one of the things they look at is not just being proficient in advanced, but also showing growth and showing gains. And so that was what I was looking at, is from their scores from last year to this year. In 6th grade, we had 17 of the students, and like I said, this is just the information I have so far, so this is not final numbers, but 17 of the students showed gains in math and 22 showed gains in the English language arts. In 7th grade, we have 18 that show growth and 22 in math, 18 in math and 22 in ELA. And then 8th grade, we had 19 in math and 16 in ELA. So we look at just who made a significant gain. And so that's a good thing to look at, besides just being proficient in advanced, which is a level 3 or level 4. And so I kind of like to look at those numbers as they come in and calculate that all out. Attendance information. We also look at who has 96% attendance or better. Our 6th graders had 16% with 96 or better. 7th grade had 38%. 8th grade also had 38%, and that's at 96 or better. We have a lot that were right below that, 96%. And then we've just got some handful of chronic that we just need to work on, those chronic attendance issues that we have. But those were good things to look at. And then we just our end of the year stuff, and we kind of did a special ceremony for the awards day because it was the last one that we would have in our building. So we kind of made it a little special for the kids. Kind of did a nice send off to them. The pictures on the outside of the building is the last 6th, 7th, and 8th grade classes to be in our buildings. Yeah. Yep. So we were going to do a staff one, but then it started to rain, and we were like, nah, we're not important. Who cares? So that's all I have.
Any questions? Thank you, Michaela. Riley's not here. You do have his.
Not me to share it?
Yeah.
Okay. Riley had in his report that Mrs. Rissy would be doing the presentation, which she did. He indicated state testing went really well. Students and staff worked very hard, and our scores improved from last year. Teachers made it a priority to better educate our students, and it's showing. The athletic awards banquet went well, and there was a packed house. I would suggest other activities next year, like band and play, make it more of an activities banquet. The home track meet was a success, and he wanted to thank all of the volunteers who helped out and made it run so smoothly. It does take a lot of volunteers.
Anybody have any questions? Okay. Amy?
To have my report, basically a lot of planning for next year, so, we're gonna run our summer school a little bit differently this year. We're doing a STEAM camp in, ELA, or World Wonderland camp, Word Wonderland, and then Math Explorers camp, so trying to do those a little differently. And then that last week, the high school will still be doing their credit recovery, but the public library will be hosting their summer reading program. Fun activity planned, so. The state facilitators were here, at the high school and signed off on action plan for next year. And hopefully we're applying for a 103A grant, which goes along with school improvement, and hopefully it's a little bit more tedious than it has been in the past. So, hopefully they're wanting to do a 4-year plan instead of just a 4-year. So I'm happy to figure out, I barely know what we're doing next year, now I have to figure out for 3 years. So, working with the principals and trying to figure out what best fits how we can best spend our money.
Any questions? No? Okay, Chantel?
I am providing you the preliminary budget for June.
You can hand it out now, but it's an agenda item later, so
Yes.
we'll talk about it.
And that's
Thank you.
that's it.
Okay.
Oh, I have one more thing.
Oh, go ahead.
So in the past, we've done the Fresh Fruits and Vegetables program at the grade school, and next year they're hoping to open that up to 8th grade so that they will be able to use that. The state is struggling with most generally high school or middle school kids are in a different building and it's not set up that way, so they're trying to figure out what we're hoping to open that up to the middle school as well, which they like snacks too, they can be hungry all the time, so.
Okay, item number 165. Motion to accept the following resignations for the 2024-2025 school year. Carrie Larson, secondary instructor, senior advisor, yearbook advisor. Isha Radio, MGS paraprofessional. Cindy Connect, live stream advisor. Shante Cook, assistant business manager.
So moved.
Motion by Scott, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Dallas. Board discussion.
I would just mention Anthony, that was at his request to pull his resignation letter, which you can do before the board agenda is fully approved. His request to pull.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 166, motion to accept the following contracts for the 2024-2025 school year. Heather Harris, middle school PE instructor. I'm terrible at pronouncing names, so Alexis Fernandez, ECHS paraprofessional. Nicholas Rosen, MGS PE instructor.
He was a math teacher.
Right, I only work with numbers,
Yeah.
this alphabet stuff. Although we look for X once in a while. BCHS band and choir, hey, I got this one. T. Allen, BCHS assistant football coach.
So
Motion by Caleb. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Scott. Board discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 167, motion to surplus the following technology equipment. 30 Chromebooks, BCHS outdated. 9 Chromebooks, middle school outdated. 2 Chromebooks, MGS outdated. 6 MacBooks, BCHS outdated. 2 iPads, BCHS outdated. 1 digital camera broken. Design Center PC, old to repair. And middle school boiler parts.
So moved.
Motion by Dallas, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Caleb. Board discussion.
I'll only point out, I'm sure that they are very outdated, because I think our tech staff do a great job of trying to keep it alive, keep it alive, keep it alive, and until it just is not.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 168, motion to accept Melissa Byrne MGS principal contract for 2024-2025 school year.
So moved. Go ahead. So moved.
Motion by, second by Dallas.
Yeah.
Board discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. 169, motion to accept co-curricular contracts for 2024-2025 school year.
So
Motion by Caleb, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Scott. Discussion. Hearing none, all of those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 170, motion to cast a vote for changes in the South Dakota High School Activity Association Amendment Number 1, amateur standing. And you should have had a copy of that in the teams.
I will make a motion to vote yes.
I have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Dallas. Board discussion.
That would be my recommendation, because what the state is trying to do is somehow protect the amateur standing of our athletes with all the name, image, and likeness things that are out there now at colleges, and it's coming, filtering down to our high school age kids, and I think they're really trying to find a way to protect the amateur status of our athletes, and that is the purpose of this amendment. So I think yes would be a good vote.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Need a motion to cast a vote for the South Dakota Activity Association Native American at-large representative. Motion by Dallas, do I have a second?
We gotta make a motion for the person.
I
or is
will
it
make
just-
a recommendation if you would like,
Okay.
and then after that, you could fine tune your motion if that would be okay, or.
Okay. Okay, I'll second it then.
Second by Scott. Discussion.
My recommendation, there were four, Francis Baker from Lakota Tech, Trayvon Buffalo, Walk Paula, Rich Corrigo from Teal Frazina, and Chuck Wilson from Todd County. I would recommend Chuck. I think he's been at it a long time. I think he's done a good job. He's had multiple times to serve, and that would be my recommendation. So at this point, you probably have to amend your motion.
So go ahead and make a motion to nominate Chuck.
I make a motion to cast our vote for Chuck Wilson.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
More discussion. All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 172, motion to cast vote for South Dakota Activity Association West River at-large representative.
So same thing, we'll make a
Same
motion.
thing, yeah.
Okay, I'll make the motion.
Scott,
Second.
Caleb. Board discussion.
All right, so there were 5 here for this: Kelly Dodders from Faith, Chris Long from Lyman, Mark Noggle, Custer, Eric Person from Lee Deadwood, and Corey Strasser, Rapid City. My recommendation will be Chris Long from Lyman. I think he's been involved a lot with the Activities Association. He's had a lot of experience in coaching and things like that. I think he'll bring some pretty good knowledge to the position, so that would be my recommendation.
I've dealt with Chris quite a bit with Three Rivers Co-op.
Okay, I'll make a motion to vote for Chris Long, the West River at-large representative.
You have a second?
Second.
Second by Dallas. Board discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Okay, I need item number 173, I need a motion to approve or disapprove the entering into the SRO agreement contingent on the grant being approved through the Bennett County Sheriff's Office.
I will make a motion to approve.
Motion by Scott, second by Kevin, to approve entering into the SRO agreement contingent on the grant being approved through the Bennett County Sheriff's Office for discussion.
Do I ask a question, Mike?
Yes. Yep, what's the question?
Okay, so I just had a question. Have you begun working on it, or are you waiting for this step?
I've started some initial steps towards the grant, but I was waiting for a definitive go-ahead from the board before I put too much time and effort into writing the application.
And will you need some assistance from?
I don't believe so at this point, but if I do, I'll definitely get a hold of you.
Okay. That's just what I was.
Any further discussion? Any further discussion from the board? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Item 174, presentation of the 2024-2025 preliminary budget.
I would just want to mention, it's very, very preliminary. It has to be out by the regular meeting in May. Jolene has worked on a lot of it very diligently, but some of it we don't even know our title funding, some of those things, so there won't be stuff there. And some of the requisitions and things that have come in, we haven't even had a chance to fully review, things like that. If you approve the agreements for the BCA, BCEA, then updates happen, and we haven't met with the administrators yet. So very preliminary, but it's a start. Some schools give you last year's budget, and that's how they start. There's so many changes, but I would suggest as you go through it, if you have questions that come up, Jolene will be back in the office next week. I would send some messages, stop in, talk to her, but I don't think anything really will be too solid until that June or July meeting when you approve it prior to the publishing of it and the hearing on it. So.
Kind of like Stacy said, Joe will definitely answer any of your questions that you need. And again, she put a lot of time in this.
We rewarded her last week.
Okay. Item number 175.0. I need a motion to approve the 2024-2025 BCA negotiated agreement. Motion by Taylor. Is there a second? Second by Dallas. Board discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 175.1, motion to approve BCCEA negotiated agreement.
So,
Motion by,
looking like it was my turn.
What was it? I thought you were.
motion by Scott, is there a second? Second by Dallas. Board discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Is it 17th after all?
I believe so, it's a Monday, that third Monday, yes.
We don't need that.
We've done it every meeting, so
I don't know why.
I don't understand either, but it's been on every year, so maybe we should, maybe required to.
Okay. Item 176, I need a motion to set the date and time for the June board meeting for June 17th.
Well, we don't have to make a motion because we're not changing it.
Yeah, I think I would go through it, we've done it this way the entire year, so I
So
think
moved.
I continue with the.
There's a second, Dallas. Board discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 177, I'll need a motion to enter executive session for negotiations pursuant to SDCL 1-25-2-4 and legal issues.
No.
Oh,
Consultation.
sorry, I'm sorry. That's right,
Well, it can be that, they maybe go together, but
okay.
that's what it is.
It's consultation with legal counsel with possible action.
So moved.
Motion by Scott, do I have a second? Second by Caleb. More discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We are in executive session.
We don't have to leave. Hey, they're leaving, we don't have to leave.
We'll come back here.
No, they're leaving, so we can stay in here if we want. We can stay in here.
I will.
Taylor, we'll go.
Thanks, Tim.
Right? We can stay in here.
Tim, if I-
You guys leaving?
Tim,
Great question.
if I don't email you, nothing happens.
So do you guys approve the multi-age classroom thing, or what's?
That's really a
That's not
administrative
okay.
deal. It's just the board that wanted to hear about it, but it's really a,
So they gonna do it, or?
yeah,
Oh,
yes, it's already.
It's approved, okay.
Yeah, I
So
just
they
wanted them to come share with the board.
I declare us out of executive session at 5:58. Okay. Item number 178. Need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by Scott. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Caleb. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We are in adjournment.